I have a big family that's incredibly close. We have big family dinners every few months, meeting at my great-grandfather's estate and eating together. Typically how this works is that the women go cook for the time they're there and the men don't. I'm fully aware it's misogynistic as crap. That being said, I'm one of the youngest people in the family and my protests mean literally nothing. Some of those women choose not to cook. However, this is usually met with a level of ostracizing. The women who don't cook are wives and long-term girlfriends, so they kind of already have a good family relationship doctored in. When I've seen new partners not cook, it's gone badly, like completely ostracized, not speaking, cattiness, rudeness, etc. This dinner will be in 2 weeks and my girlfriend was asked if she would attend. Initially she said yes, which is great. I wanted to meet everyone and for everyone to get used to her being around. Still, she was understandably bothered when I explained the tradition to her. I told her that I understood where she was coming from, however it was best for everyone if she just played along. I told her this wasn't a permanent thing, and that I was only asking her to do this to avoid bad treatment from the rest of the family. This is her first impression, and it isn't best if we cause waves. She told me that it was unacceptable and that if she had to do that, she wouldn't be going. I tried to find a compromise with her on this, but she won't budge and she's cross with me. She told me that if I think it's acceptable to make her do this, I'm just as bad as everyone else. While my point is that she needs to make a good first impression. Am I the idiot? Why is my girlfriend mad that my family expects her to cook for them after inviting her to dinner as a guest? Why won't my girlfriend abandon her sense of self-respect to establish herself as a subservient woman tool so that my misogynistic family won't mentally and verbally abuse her? She just doesn't get it. Her protests are literally meaningless. You are the idiot. What about your family making a good first impression on her and not expecting her to be an unpaid cook and servant? My thought exactly. OP is so concerned about the impression his girlfriend will make on his family, but they've just immediately made a bad impression on her. Why on earth would she want anything to do with his family now? Also, this isn't just going to be for a first impression, this is going to be every time she sees his family. This is just setting the status quo. Why doesn't OP get in the kitchen and interrupt this archaic arrangement by helping himself? Oh, I know the answer. If they had real money, the help would be cooking dinner. The women wouldn't be caught dead in the kitchen. The women wouldn't know what to do. I have a similar story. I noticed on my mother's side after a big family, all the adult women would help the host, wife only of course, clean. As a young adult or late teen, my mom decided to summon me to come help. I grabbed my twin brother and male cousin and brought them into the kitchen. My mother told me it was women's work, but they stayed and helped. Guess what? That crap stopped happening. I agree, why doesn't he help? Because it's emasculating. OP, she's absolutely right. You're trying to make yourself sound better than your old-fashioned misogynistic family, but you're actually no different from them. I suspect it won't be an issue for long though. Your girlfriend seems to have seen what you're really like. I'd be surprised if she isn't considering ending things. I'd like to know if I'm wrong for not wanting to pay off my parents' court fines. Background, my sister is in prison. My parents also got into trouble because they helped her hide what she did and lied to the authorities. My dad served 90 days in prison and 20 months of probation. My mum served 180 days in prison and 17 months of probation. They also have to pay a fine. Since they helped my sister and are considered her associates, they can't communicate with her while on probation or until their fines are paid. Once they pay the full amount of the fine, they can get a waiver. Right now, my sister can mail their letters because she has no restrictions on who she can communicate with, but my parents can't come right back. It can only be one way. Once my parents get the waiver, they can write her letters, talk to her on the phone once a week, and visit her every week. But this can't happen until the fines are paid. Since my sister got arrested, they could visit her once before they got arrested too. Right now, my sister has no one visiting her. My parents are in debt from my sister's legal fees and their legal fees. They owed more on their house than it sold for. My mom and dad were teachers, but their convictions meant they lost their jobs and pensions and would never be able to work as teachers again. They went through bankruptcy, but not all debts were eliminated. They live in a small apartment, work low-wage jobs, and barely have any money. I didn't go to university, but I still took classes to get certified for my job, paramedic. I'm about to be done paying the loans I took for those classes. My parents don't know the exact date, but they know it's coming up. I was 18 when I signed the loan, but 17 when I started looking into it. So my mum and dad have an idea of how long the payments would take. They could also estimate how much my rent and other bills are and would know that I make more money than my bills every month. My mum and dad have asked me to give them some money so they can pay off the fines and get the waiver. The amount they want is not all of the extra I have each month, so I can still save according to them. They also want my extra money from what I get paid 3 times in a month instead of 2 times. If I don't do this, it'll be a long time before they can pay the fines. I know my parents are my only family besides my uncle, but my money is my own. Is that selfish like my parents claim? They want me to help them because I'm their daughter. I don't have a reason, I just don't want to. And they aren't happy and are big time angry at me. They want me to change my mind. Am I the idiot for not giving my mum and dad money to pay their fines? Not the idiot. Your parents are grown adults who know better and got into this position. I would not give them any money because they would probably keep expecting you to pay for things in the future. It's not selfish to keep the money you make. Keep it. Oh yeah, no doubt they turn around and need help for something else as soon as OP finish paying their fines. The fact that they believe they can decide exactly how much disposable income OP had is hilariously presumptuous of them. And the fact they think it should go to them is insanely entitled. Something tells me there was some serious enmeshment going on with the sister, and the parents are so codependent they're freaking out being cut off from her. Seems to me sister might be the golden child. Parents were willing to become her accomplices to help hide the crime, but have done nothing but beg OP for money so they can get back to their new normal. Seems awfully one-sided to me. OP, you worked hard from a young age, almost repaid your student loans, and didn't commit a crime. Do you want to live with this unfair drain on your life? Imagine how you will be limited to a borderline poor life, and what will happen to your dreams of home ownership, companionship, and perhaps a family one day. In addition, I admire your choice to be a paramedic. However, you will need to live as stress-free as possible in your private life to balance the stress of your career. You need to be good to yourself to put yourself first. Your parents lost the moral high ground when they put your sister above the fortunes of the family and broke the law. They're not positive people anymore. I'm sorry, OP. It's hard, but be strong. My boyfriend has a good job and has no problem spending money on stuff that matters to him. Other stuff, not so much. I have my own place and we alternate where we spend the night when we see each other. He has a crappy mattress. It has one spring that has snapped me in the back of the legs a few times. I told him he needed to replace it because it was busted. He kept saying that he would, but he never did. I was in the shower yesterday and I heard him scream. I rinsed off and went to see if he was okay. The spring caught him in the nuts. I couldn't help it. I giggled. It was sort of funny. He thinks I'm an idiot for laughing at his suffering. I told him he didn't care much when it was my legs getting it. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot, and I laughed out loud. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I can't imagine being upset with my girlfriend in this scenario. We'd both be laughing about it until the morning. She'd bring that crap up 3 months later out of nowhere too. What's the matter, babe? Spring got you again? And if he can't handle you giggling at the situation, just saying, was he momentarily annoyed or actually butthurt about you thinking it was funny? These could be signs. Ouch, this towel pinched me. Ouch, it did it again. Sounds like a you problem, but sure, I'll totally replace that towel. Oh no, I never took you seriously, and now the thing that has happened to you has finally happened to me. If only I had been forewarned. Maybe if I'd listened, I would have at least been smart enough to not put my nuts into a knowing snapping location. Curse everyone but me. Getting snapped on a mattress known to snap was completely unavoidable. Damn, he had it coming. Should have listened to you. Maybe now he will replace the mattress. Unpopular opinion, but you are the idiot. I think the LOL this guy got hit type of humour is obviously childish, but also misogynistic. In fact, if this story was written with the genders reversed, most people would say that the man would be in the wrong and should be concerned about his girlfriend's injury rather than posting about it here. A man being hurt is a joke, but if it were a woman, people would be far more critical, I guarantee it. My boyfriend 20 and I, female 20, rented an Airbnb lake house for this week and we invited some friends. There are 8 of us on this trip, and my boyfriend, Alex, Kate and her boyfriend James, Alyssa and her boyfriend, Thomas, and 2 of our single friends, Lauren and Simon. The lake house has 4 bedrooms. Bedroom number 1, 2 and 3 have king beds and bedroom 4 has a bunk bed. We specifically got this Airbnb because it makes sense that the couples would sleep on the king beds and the 2 singles would get the bunk bed. Everyone drove up to the Airbnb this morning. My boyfriend and I were the last ones that got there because we stopped to get everybody lunch. Everyone had picked their rooms and unloaded their bags by the time we got there. The last room left was the bunk bed room. I stepped out into the living room where everyone was and asked why Lauren and Simon weren't sleeping in the bunk bedroom. Lauren said, "The king bed was more comfortable. Simon and I don't want to sleep on the bunk bed." I said, "That's not fair. The other couples all get a king bed. The bunk bed was specifically for you guys, so please just move your stuff." Lauren then said, "No, we got here first, so we got dibs." I then said, "Either you guys move into the bunk bedroom or you guys can leave. Alex and I are the ones that paid for the Airbnb, so at the end of the day, what we say goes." Lauren then got all mad, grabbed her stuff and left. Simon got up and said it wasn't a problem that he'd move into the bunk bed room. I got a text from Lauren just now saying that I was being a witch over a literal bunk bed. All of our other friends are on our side about this, but I don't know, am I the idiot? I didn't mean to upset Lauren, but she was so difficult. So, am I the idiot for telling my friend to leave our Airbnb? Edit, the Airbnb was completely paid for by me and Alex. Everyone else was in charge of food, snacks, alcohol, and any activities we wanted to do. We didn't ask anyone to pay their share of the Airbnb. Not the idiot. Your friend Lauren is inconsiderate to a mind-boggling degree. Even if everyone was paying an equal share, I think it would be common courtesy to offer king-size beds to couples. I don't think that's a stretch. Calling dibs? What are we, 12-year-olds? To add, also if someone had booked, arranged, coordinated something for a group, it really is just the considerate thing to do to offer a choice and sleeping arrangements. Lauren sounds entitled as heck, and in my opinion, I'd lose her as a friend real quick when the vacay is over because she just showed her true colours to you. You paid for the Airbnb, and while you were getting everyone lunch, she sniped a room from you even after agreeing to take the bunk bed room. It's even worse when you'll consider that you paid for it. Of course you should get the regular room. Personally, I get annoyed by the assumption that I'll make do with sleeping in bunk beds, the couch, or even the floor just because I'm single. Why shouldn't I get a nice room too? But the solution to that is speaking up ahead of time and coming to an agreement with the group, not trying to strong-arm things. Everyone's the idiot here. You all should have communicated better before booking about who would sleep where. You really shouldn't assume that people will be fine with getting a less nice room just because they aren't in a couple. Context: my boyfriend, 23, and I, 21 female, have been together on and off for 4 years. Each time we split up, it's mainly because he doesn't make an effort. I'm a simple woman. I just want him to play video games with me, take me to McDonald's here and there, watch movies, etc. We were okay for a while this time around until he started playing World of Warcraft again. He runs a guild and it takes up all of his time. If he isn't working, he's on that game. I have to book to see him a week in advance when we live 5 minutes from each other. Now the problem here is that my birthday is coming up, on Thursday. For the past 6 months, Wednesdays and Thursdays have been raid days, meaning he's unavailable basically all day. I wanted to see him on Thursday, my birthday, as my mum would be working and I'm seeing the rest of my family Friday and Saturday. He said no to Thursday, but he wants me to cancel my plans on Friday to see him. Am I the idiot for not cancelling my family plans and being annoyed he won't give up his game for 1 day out of the year? Edit, my family hates him, and the same for his family with me. We've both done some stupid stuff that has made our families feel that way. I mean, you're the idiot to yourself for continuing to date someone hoping they'll change when they've told you repeatedly over 4 years that they won't. Your expectations aren't unreasonable, and now that you know your boyfriend isn't up to meeting them, you get to choose to not date him. This is really straightforward. It's pathetic that you've done the breakup, get back together thing more than once if this is how he is, but I remember being 21 and also doing pathetic things in relationships, so I get it. Have more self-respect for yourself. Poor OP, you are a video widow. Why can't he just come with you to your family on Friday? Because the family doesn't like him? What a surprise. He's telling you his priorities. Why are you still with him? You are the idiot for thinking being a simple woman will get you what you want. He knows your standards are low and your expectations are non-existent because you let him walk all over them every time. End this relationship and go into therapy to form boundaries about how you will and will not accept being treated.